Hey there, I'm Danny Trester from Trester Tailor in Rochester, Minnesota. This is Tailor It Yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you how to mark jeans and other casual style pants to be altered. We'll cover how to take in the waist, the seat area, how to taper the legs, and how to mark the hem. You're going to want a couple of things to help with the fitting. You'll want pins, and I recommend getting ones that are 1.5 inches long. They're a good length that they're not cumbersome, but they're not too short that they can fall out easily. You're also going to want tailor's chalk, and I recommend getting a wax tailor's chalk rather than a chalk. This comes out a lot easier with the heat of your iron rather than a chalky chalk, which will leave residue on the garment itself. And then you're going to want a ruler. Any ruler is fine, but I like to use a short ruler because it's a little easier to manage when you're down on the floor marking hems. The first thing that you're going to want to do before you even mark the pants is make sure that you laundered them. It's really important to pre-shrink the garment, especially if there's any plant-based fibers in the fiber content. If you do this after you've had it altered, it may end up too short or too tight. So it's really important that you do that to take out any shrinkage and also to remove any chemicals that might be in the fabric as part of the manufacturing process. So you can do that how you normally would launder it, washer, dryer, washer, air dry, or whatever the care instructions are on the label that are on the inside of the garment. So when I'm marking pants, I like to start at the top and work my way down. There's a couple of things that we need to mark on this pair, but first the waist is a little bit big. A lot of times on jeans, it fits in the seat and the thighs, but it just needs to be nipped in at the waist a little bit. To do that, we'll do what's called a waist ease, where we just take the waistband in at the back, and that brings it in, but leaves the room in the seat and the thighs. So to mark that, first you want to make sure that the pants are up on the waist where the person's going to wear them. So are they up on your waist where you're going to wear them?
Yes.
Okay. And you'll pinch the waistband in the back. And everybody has a different comfort level, so you'll ask the person, or if you're marking this on yourself, you can figure that out. How does that feel?
That feels good.
Seems okay? So then the amount that you have pinched, you'll take your tailor's chalk and mark on either side of your hands, your fingers, and you'll be left with a gap there, and that will tell you how much that you have to take the waist in. If you find that on a pair of pants it's a little bit big through the seat area, I usually avoid the center seam that is called a flat-felled seam, and the construction on it is a little bit tricky if you're not totally practiced in how it works. So if it is a little bit big through the seat area, what I do is a combination of taking in the waistband and taking in the sides, and that will take enough excess out of there that it lays a little flatter. If you find that their pants are a little bit baggy in the back, you can lower the waistband, which will shorten the rise of the pants and take some of that excess out of there. So what you can do is grab the center seam and sort of pinch that, and you can see how it makes the leg a little flatter and it curves the seat a little bit more. So you can either mark this with chalk, the amount that's comfortable, or you can put a pin in there which will hold it. And then you also want to pinch a little bit around it and sort of taper to the side seams, because you don't want to take it in all the way around, but just a little bit so that it brings it in. And that'll make it fit a little bit nicer through the back of the leg there. So overall, these pants have a real nice fit, but they're just a little bit baggy through the thigh area. The width at the bottom is okay, so we're just going to taper through the thigh area to about the knee. Sometimes on jeans there's stitching over the top of one of the seams, which is also called top stitching. On this pair of pants, and this is the case for a lot of jeans, it's on the inseam. So for our purposes that works out better because we don't have to deal with removing that and putting that back on. It's a little less work. So if you do want to just taper the thigh a little bit and take this in, you can kind of feel how much excess is in there. And you can pin that a little bit. And you can make adjustments as you go. If you're pinning this on yourself, you could put one pin in and then stand straight in the mirror. to look at it, because sometimes when you're pinning this on yourself, you're bent over and it twists the fabric a little bit. So it'll just take a little bit longer if you're doing this on your own, but otherwise if you have a friend to help you, it goes a little smoother. And everybody has their own comfort level of what works for them. So you can just put some pins in, see how that feels, and make adjustments as you need. So if you want to turn to face it in sideways in the mirror, you can kind of get a sense of a little better how it fits. How does that feel?
It feels good.
Okay, you want to face the mirror again. So we've only just kind of pinned it through the thigh. We don't want to really take it through the calf too much, so we'll use our tailor's chalk to put an X there, and that will tell us where to stop. And then up here at the top of the thigh where we've sort of tapered that off, we don't want to go really kind of past this point. Probably past where that rivet is, because we don't want to run over that with our sewing machine. But otherwise they fit a little bit nicer to the leg and they're not so bulky. When you're marking your hem, you want to make sure that you're wearing the shoes that you actually plan to wear with the garment. If you're wearing multiple heel heights, you want to make sure that you mark it for the lowest shoe and not your highest shoe. Because if you mark it for the high shoe and then put on the low shoe, it's going to be a little too long. It might drag on the floor. If you have a tapered pant that sits a little bit closer to the leg, it doesn't really matter what shoe you're wearing, because it can only drop down so far anyhow. But if you have a medium to wide leg trouser, it's going to fall around the foot a little bit more. So you have less flexibility in what shoe height that you can wear. With a wide leg trouser, even if you get a little bit too short, it's going to look too short because of the proportions of the width to the length. So it's really important that you wear the shoes that you're actually going to be wearing. The first thing you want to do when you're marking the hem is make sure, again, that the pants are up on the waist where they're going to be worn. Are they up on your waist where you're going to wear them?
Yes.
Okay. And again, you have the shoes on that you're going to be wearing, and you'll take the excess and roll it under. A lot of times people will try to roll it like this, put the excess to the outside. I don't like to do it that way because you could have a roll of extra fabric in there somewhere that you can't see, and when you mark your hem, it's not going to be accurate. So always roll it under so that it's a little bit, it simulates better what it's going to look like when it's done. And as far as what's the correct length, it really depends on what your preferences are and the width of the pant. This is a pretty narrow pant leg, so it's only going to drop down so far because it sits closer to the foot. So for this one, I'm making it a little bit past the heel in the back, and there's just a little bit of a excess folding, or what's also called a break, on the front. But some people like it a little longer, a little shorter. It's really whatever your preference is. So if you'd like to turn to the side and look at that in the mirror, how do you feel about that?
I would maybe make it a little longer.
A little longer? Okay, so if you want to face the mirror, and then you can just roll that down a little bit more. If you're marking this on yourself, you obviously have to bend over to roll up the pant leg, but you can use a pin to secure the amount that you've rolled over, and then stand straight and look in a mirror with the shoes that you have on to make sure that it is the correct length. How do you feel about that?
That looks good.
Seems okay?
Seems okay.
All right. Once you've determined that you've got the right length, you want to take a ruler and measure up from the floor to where it meets that point. And on this pair, it's about 2.5 inches. So we'll want to take this measurement and transfer this to the other pant leg. This is called measuring for a leg difference. Most people have a leg difference, whether they've had injuries or surgeries, or they just kind of stand a certain way. In order to make them look the same when they're wearing them, you measure from the floor up. So you'll roll the other pant leg to get rid of some of that excess, so it lays flat. And then measure from the floor up 2.5 inches and mark that with chalk. And then we're going to mark this other one where it's been folded already, where we know it's the correct length. And now your hems are marked. So here we have a different pair of pants. The last pair we tapered it through the thigh, but the bottom was okay. On this pair, it's a little bit too wide at the bottom, so I'm going to show you how to pin it so that we can taper it all the way through the hem. And how much kind of depends on, again, what you're comfortable with. If you have a pair of pants that you want to taper a severe amount, but in a short distance, sometimes you have to take in both the inseam and the outseam to keep that a nice tapered line. Otherwise, if you taper it in too much out of one seam and then you stop, you end up with a little crook in the pants, and when you wear them, it'll kind of look like your legs are bent. So if you're going further up the leg, you have a little more flexibility because you have more distance to taper that in evenly. But on this pair, we're not going to be tapering it so severely. We're just going to take it in a little bit. So just taking it in on the out seam is fine. And again, you kind of want to avoid the seams that may have top stitching on them. On this pair, the inseam has a flat felled seam, which is kind of like what's on the seat seam. You really want to avoid that because it's a real bugger to work around it. So for this one, we'll just concentrate on the out seam. So to pin that, you kind of want to feel to see how much is in there. And you obviously, again, it's based on what the person's or your preferences are. This one, we're okay with how it fits at the thigh. So from the knee down, we'll just pin that a little bit so that it's not so boot cut. And again, if you're pinning this on yourself, you can put a few pins in the side seam and then turn to the side and look in the mirror to kind of see how it looks. And we'll put an X kind of where we want to stop. So if you want to turn to the side and look in the mirror, it'll simulate best how the width is going to be once it's finished. How does that look?
It looks good.
Okay. You want to face the mirror again. And a lot of times when you taper a pant leg, you may also have to shorten it. Because when you taper it, you narrow the circumference around the leg so it sits up a little bit higher, so you're going to get more bunching, more of a break. On this pair, it doesn't seem to be as much of a problem. They were maybe a little bit short to start with, so when we taper them, they're going to be the correct length. But if, for instance, you did want to shorten them a little bit, again, you would just roll them up, roll the excess underneath, and sort of repin the leg. With that excess rolled under there, and it'll best simulate what it's going to look like when it's done. So it's just a little bit shorter, but still within the range of acceptability, especially that we have these boots here, which are a little bit bulkier, especially on the top of the foot. So the techniques that we've used on the other two pairs can be applied to other casual style pants as well. This pair of khakis is constructed similarly to how the jeans were. So we'll take these khakis in the same way we did with the other jeans. So the waist is a little bit big on these, so we'll kind of do a similar thing. We'll make sure they're up on the waist where they're going to be worn. Is that up on your waist?
That's good.
Okay. And then we'll pinch the back of the waistband to where it's comfortable. And how's that feel?
You're a little tight.
A little too tight? How's that?
That's better.
Okay. And then again, we'll take our chalk on either side of our fingers and mark that. And that's the amount we're going to take in there. The seat fits fine, but they're a little bit big in the thighs, so we're going to taper the pant from the thigh all the way through the hem and also shorten the hem. So again, to pin the thighs, you kind of feel what's comfortable. Just a little bit? Okay. All right, so if you want to turn to the side and have a look in the mirror, how do you feel about that width?
Maybe take a little bit out.
A little bit? Through the whole pant or?
Through the whole pant.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and repin that. Okay, you want to have a look again?
Looks good.
Seems okay? Now that we've pinned the taper on the pants, you can kind of see that it's bunching up around the hem there a little bit. So we'll also shorten these. So again, if you just want to roll the excess underneath, Sometimes if you remove the bottom pin, it's helpful and we can put that back in. If you want to turn to the side and have a look at that. What do you think of that length and the width together?
I would maybe take it a little bit longer.
A little bit longer?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, you want to look at that? What do you think?
Looks good.
Seems okay? All right, so you want to face the mirror. So now that we've determined the proper length, we'll again measure that from the floor up. And on this pair, it's about 2 1/4 inches. And then we'll transfer that measurement to the other leg. From the floor up, 2 1/4 inches. And then we'll mark where it's folded on this pair. So we've put on a different shoe to see if there's any difference between his boot or the sneaker. And if you notice a little bit, especially on the front, there's a little bit more bunching, which is still within the range of acceptability. You don't have to be too concerned about that. But this is a good example of how the pant can appear different when you're wearing different shoes. In this instance, we're just gonna leave that. If we made it a little bit shorter and he puts on the sneaker, they're gonna be a little bit too short. So we'd rather deal with it being a little bit longer with this shoe than it would be too short with a different shoe. But it's something to consider if you're going to be wearing different types of shoes. It's a good idea to try on another shoe to see if there's a difference between the two shoes to make sure that it works for both. Now that you know how to properly fit pants, you can explore our other tutorials on how to complete the alterations. For more information and courses, including downloadable PDFs, visit our website at tailoryourself.com. And always remember, measure twice, cut once. Thanks for watching.